Hi, this is Ellie from Christ's Youth in Action, and this is Fresh Eyes on Love. So, in this episode, we will talk about love. We've used and heard this word about 1,000,000 times, but if you'd ask like 10 people to define love, you'd probably get like 10 different answers. But, what does it really mean to love? We see love as a feeling, like emotions that fade over time. And so we calculate our love and ask, what's in it for me? And what will I get out of this act of love? As Christians, the love that we know is way different. It's much more than this definition. In fact, C.S. Lewis says, to love at all is to be vulnerable. Love anything and your heart will be wrung and possibly broken. And this is the type of love that's taught to us in the Bible, called agape. A love that is not rooted in feelings but on a deliberate choice. And a love that does not calculate or expect anything in return. A love that is concerned with the good of the other and unconcerned with ourselves. A love that is faithful, steadfast, committed, and sacrificial. This is the kind of love that we see in the Bible, and this is the kind of love that Jesus shows us as well. We see this in so many stories in the Bible. Number 1, Jesus chooses to love everyone. So Jesus chose to love everyone that he knew and everyone that he didn't know, such as the crowds of people, the sinners, and the sick. Yet, Matthew tells us in the night of Jesus' arrest that the people came and grabbed Jesus and arrested him. You'd think that siguro at least one person out of the hundreds and thousands of people that Jesus saved and healed would speak up for him at that very moment, but no. Sadly, the people he came to save have all turned against him. Number 2, Jesus chooses to love his friends to the end. Imagine this. Jesus performs his great act of love by washing the feet of his disciples as a servant would do to his master. And yet, mere hours later, when he got arrested, all of Jesus' followers left him and ran away. Nobody backed him up. Yet, knowing that they would leave and betray him during his own passion and death, Jesus still chooses to love them till the very end. Number 3, Jesus chooses to love even in suffering. So, imagine yourself in Jesus' situation at that time. So you're crowned with thorns, you're stripped naked, you're wounded, you're in pain, and you're carrying the burden of the cross, and you're surrounded by the very people you came to love, who are now mocking and ridiculing you. Yet, even then, Jesus chooses love by dying for the very people who put him up on that cross. And even with all that, he chose the cross, and he chose to love us. In his passion, Jesus was covered in shame. But it is in this shame and sacrifice that we see that Christ is love covered in flesh. Through his own life, he showed us what agape meant because love is not just something Jesus did, but it is who he is. So again, what does it really mean to love? Knowing now that love is who Jesus is, we can love through his examples. Like love in grand gestures, like faithfulness even in suffering and dying for our sins, or love in small gestures, the simplest gestures like giving banana bread to your friends without expecting anything at all in return. And love that is directed not towards ourselves, but directed towards others. And that paints the many pictures of love. Again, this is Ellie and this has been Fresh Eyes on Love. See you on our next episode!